get so frustrated in that. My whole life, I've had a heart for God, but I was so lost in trying to figure out who I was. And to me, God was just another person wanting me to be something that I felt like I couldn't be. God was just another person that He was distracted. He wasn't, most of the time, you will relate who God is to who your Father is. And I began to relate the fact that if my dad could throw me away, then so could God. If the pastor, another pastor, not Pastor Jayme, that I worked with and what sat under could disregard me, then so could God. And I began to get wounded and hurt. And to everyone else, it looked like as a pastor's kid and just as people, we began to learn how to just shut down. We began to learn how to just put a mask on and cover every ounce of hurt, every ounce of insecurity, every ounce of fear. We just act like, you know what? I got this. And that's what the disciples did. They were so lost in who they were, even when they were walking with Jesus. They appeared so close to Him, yet they still weren't doing anything with what they had been given. And that was me. That was me. I seemed so close to God, yet I was so bound in all these things that I was just learning how to get through and make it look like I knew that God had called me, but I just wasn't getting it. I wasn't getting past it. I couldn't talk about what was going on. I couldn't talk about how I was feeling and what I was struggling with. And I got to this place where I was struggling with depression so bad. I was at this all-time low. And God just began to, one night God wrecked my life. God came in and no longer was it about what everybody else wanted me to be. No longer was it about what everybody else thought I should be and what everybody else thought I was called to do, what everybody else wanted me to be. But then it just became about who He was. It became about that when we were singing that all I am is yours. So many times we think, God, all I am is yours. But the reality of it is if all you are is His, what ownership is in that? Not only are you just someone that, God, I'm giving you everything, but He's giving you everything. If you are in His possession, you are a son, you are a daughter. He is a father to the fatherless. He is my daddy. And not only through me beginning just to know who He was, He then began to give me the desires of my heart. He began to answer the dreams of my heart. I'm getting to walk in and do everything that God has created me to do and begin to strive to be everything that God has created me to be. Some of you are sitting in this room tonight and you're bound in insecurity. You feel thrown away. You feel somebody in your life has overlooked you. They've disregarded you. They forgot about you. And you have looked in relationships. You have looked in substances. You have looked in every other place and you're like, hey man, I got this. But in reality, you are dying on the inside. And tonight is the night that God's going to set you free. Tonight is the night if you are desperate that not only will you get free, but then He'll give you your identity.